Good afternoon, this is Mayra Hernandez, an ESL instructor in Miami Regional University. This presentation is aimed at analyzing how an instructor can effectively use technology and the strategies, teach and learning strategies in a second language, and why not, we can sometimes refer to this second language as foreign language. It all depends on the approach we have, but the point of this presentation is not that issue, if I can put it that way. As you can see, and you look at the first slide, here you have the big question. This is the big question that my students will be working on. Do you manage time, or does time manage you? This is a question that is a prompt for oral interaction, and at the same time it is a prompt for writing in class. Everyone asks if they manage time, and everyone sometimes feels that time manages them. So the question is whether we should be on one line or whether we should be on the other line, and how we give ideas about this big question. The answer to the question will will influence on the students' opinions, and it will influence on how the students are going to be talking about the issue, and later on what they are going to be writing about this topic. They will see this big question, they will probably see this big question as part of the prompt for conversation and as part of the hook when they write the paragraph. This is ESL 1, so I'm talking about writing a paragraph in class. So in integrating the skills, we start with input, and I have chosen 3 videos. On each of the slides, I have included the links. So we should go then to YouTube. This is how we use online resources. In this particular case, YouTube serves as the source for videos, excellent videos about the topic of managing time, tips for managing time. So as you can see, when I get to this slide, the students has a visual up front. So they see these hands with different topics: time management, so acknowledgement, plan, projects, like to-do, tasks, also priorities, super important words. So all these words function as a unit, and this unit is also a very important prompt to watch the videos, to after watching the videos, interacting in class with ideas about what they have understood from the videos. I have to say that yes, the students are beginners. Some of them are false beginners. But when we give students input as realistic as possible, we are helping them to see that language is communication. So we say here, watch this video and try to take some notes while they are telling about the importance of managing time. So time management is a big topic in this, in the accomplishment of all these activities, and in aligning the course objectives with the weekly objectives in my program. So student success, time management, now watch this video. So if you manage time properly, if you set your priorities, if you think about planning before you start doing, you will be in the road to success. So this is the message that the students are getting, or this is the message that I would like them to get from this video. Following this video, I think that it is important to give them a reading input. So here the instructor is helping them to have information about what happens day to day when we are so much under the pressures of everyday life, family life, professional life, college life, society life. And then how important it is to have or to set achievable goals, to manage our time, to have priorities, to schedule to do the different tasks, to learn how to avoid distractions. In other words, how not to procrastinate. This is something that everybody does. This is also an important source to help students see that this is part of their lives as college or university students. Success is very much related to how we manage time, how we set priorities, how we avoid distractions. And this is something that we give the students in the reading out input. The reading input also is a very important source to give students vocabulary, ideas in context. Continuing with this line of thoughts, I get to then the definition of what time management is. So I'm giving here some different ideas, and so how people have answered the question of what time management is. And the students at the same time, they are also getting vocabulary input. They are getting ideas through the different reading input that the students have in this presentation. Then, so we here have the paragraph on time management. But before I take this part here, I would like to go. I'm sorry because I think that I have skipped the slide that I wanted. It is this one. So I just went. I'm going fast. So let me slow down for this one. So if you look at this one, we come back again to the big question. Do you manage time, or does time manage you? Because we have given students the oral input with the videos, and we have given students the reading input with different opinions, people online expressing their ideas about the topics. So in this part, we have the questions. We have the part of ask and answer questions. So students engage in vivid oral practice at trying to simulate that this is a real conversation. Because in everyday life and when we meet, we sometimes talk about topics of interest. And while we are talking about this or that topic, we usually ask questions, or we have a question that we find we have opinions about it, and we have like pros and cons for a certain topic. And this is what we have here. This is simulating a real situation, but this is a class activity. So my students then will have time to look through the questions to see if they understand the questions, the vocabulary in the questions. And as you can see, I have both type wish and both type could, because I think that as they are beginners, I need to clarify this wish and this could in this question. So I give them some time to answer the questions, and this will take me to a dialogue part of the class. So through questions and answers, I will have, it depends on the number of students. I have had classes of 6 students, so three pairs. So peers in one pair, peers in another pair, peers in another pair, and then group class. And the instructor all the time providing vocabulary. The instructor all the time helping them to pronounce this or that word. This is a fantastic time for oral exchange. Following this activity is when I come to a sample writing, 3 different paragraphs. It's from the oral interaction. I'm coming to the part of the class that from listening, reading, and speaking, we finally get to writing. The students have enough vocabulary, they have enough input, and don't forget that this is an assessment activity. They have been practicing for about 4 weeks. So this is perhaps week number 4, week number 5. Then once again, I remind them of the hamburger paragraph. Once again, I'm saying, create your own paragraph. Remember that before they saw sample paragraphs. Create your own paragraph in about 100 words and with this formatting. A hook. Do you manage time or does time manage you? The hook they have. Write a topic sentence. The topic sentence should be the sentence that answers the big question. The topic sentence should reflect your stand about the issue. I manage time. No. Time does not manage me. So that's the point there. Then we have, after the topic sentence, to write a detailed 1 idea, a detailed 2 idea, a detailed 3 idea, and a final detail. And after that, a concluding sentence. While the students are writing, the instructor is also helping them to analyze how to structure the ideas, how to structure the topic sentence, how when they have the details and they get to the concluding sentence, that concluding sentence should go back to the topic sentence and say what they said at the beginning, but in other words. Is summing up to rephrase the topic sentence, to close the idea of the paragraph. Then the students then are engaged in writing in class. We are online, but we have the possibility of either students in our platform. Now it is Skype, and in a few weeks that'll be Teams, but we can have different rooms. So in Teams we can have the students, for example, in one room. So this pair, practicing, rehearsing the dialogue part, then writing, and then helping each other. And we have like the room where the members of the class meet. And also, if this were not possible, we can have telephones, because we can also use our telephones, our cell phones. I have had classes in Skype that I've asked the students, now you mute yourselves, and then you call each other and you practice. And as soon as you finish and as soon as you're done, you come to me. And the others are working, and then I'm working with these 2 students. And this you can do with the other groups until they are all done and we all come together. So here then, after that process is over, I give my students a final word on editing and proofreading. They are beginners. I'm not going to get into the differences between editing and proofreading, but I'm going to tell them, and before this I would like to say this, so that before I get to a final word,